Hello, this is Dr. Lucretia Dangerfield. I am a licensed professional counselor, leadership curator, and welcome to this edition of Leadership Tea Talk. I don't think I ever told you what the T stands for in Tea Talk, except I drink tea, and I haven't had my tea for today. But T is transparency, empowerment, and accountability. So I want to use these opportunities to have conversations around leadership that are transparent. They also empower you and also hold you accountable in your leadership. But let me start out with the IT experience for this weekend. This weekend, I was hanging out with one of my sorority sisters and my sister and my niece and her daughter, and we went to a place called So Thirsty, and it sells teas like boba tea. And I had never really had it. I think I've had it once before, but it's like this mixed with, I think, milk tea and like little boba thingies. I don't know. They're like these little dots. So if you've ever had boba tea, you know what it is. So that was a great experience. It was something new and something different. But today I want to talk about the shadow side of leadership. We all have shadow sides. And as leaders, our shadow side is like that unconscious part of us that we tend to repress, not address until it shows up. So over the past 2 to 3 weeks, I've been participating in this program, and it's called Positive Intelligence. And in that, we talk about our saboteurs and our sage. And so, what I found out is actually that my saboteurs are actually the shadow side of me, and that part I use it sometimes to keep me safe, but actually, it as in a leader position, my shadow side is what I repress and it keeps me from really showing up being who I am. So one part of my saboteur and the thing that I realize about myself is that there's a judge part of me that judges me, it judges others, but it also judges the circumstances and the situation. And so, what has been very clear to me is that my judge at times can play the role as a mean girl. And it was very surprising to me because I know I used to get like I would feel some kind of way when someone said to me that I was not nice because I always wanted to present as a person that's nice, that does things. But there's a part of me that comes off, if I'm honest and I'm being very transparent as a leader, is that I have a part of me that can have some arrogance, some intelligent arrogance about myself because I have achieved. I'm an achiever. And so the conversation, and if I, being completely honest, I was having a conversation with my sister, and I asked my sister, I said, "Do you think I'm pretentious?" Because I can be very judgy around people that I perceive as being pretentious and looking down at others. And my sister said, "No, you may not be pretentious, but you're bougie." She said, "You and your friendship clique can be bougie sometimes." She said, "But it is not like the bad bougie." She said, "Y'all earned it." She said, "You earned it because of your education and how you show up." She said, "Sometimes y'all's conversations can be around, a little elitism and, you know, y'all have conversations that sometimes can leave others out because you're talking on the same level." So that brought some attention to a shadow side of me is that sometimes I am that person that I avoid or I leave, I can look somewhat down on others who don't have the same education level. And I never wanted to be that way because I always like, um, play that role of, oh, you don't have to call me doctor. Oh, it's Lucretia. But in all honesty, it comes with who I am. So, looking at the shadow side and why I repress or why that's the sides of me that I don't want others to see, but others see. And then there's a piece of me that also saboteur around avoiding situations because I want to avoid conflict. And so when I do that, I avoid saying things that I probably should say, or I will avoid the situation, or I'll avoid the person. So I because I don't want the conflict. I don't want to feel uncomfortable. But as part of being a leader, you have to be willing to be uncomfortable because leadership requires you to be uncomfortable in situations and also to be transparent and true. So I want you to start thinking about what areas in your own life that where you don't show up, where you repress it, you don't show up fully in who you are, and why is that safe for you? Why is that keeping you safe? Why is it keeping you uh, hidden? I want you to think about that because we all have those things about us that allows us to show up and be unique in this world. So I want you to look at that. So that's where the piece of accountability is. But I want to empower you to do that work so that you can be the best leader that you are called to be because we all have our things that we're not the perfect leader, but we are the leader that we're supposed to be. And the people that are following us, they want to see that transparency, the vulnerability, because they want to know that they can show up and be a leader. So you are doing great. You're showing up, being you, infusing your identity into the work you're doing. But this is also a mindset shift. We have to shift from how we think that we're supposed to be to how we really are. But then the other piece is as we seek out our purpose and navigate our purpose, then that gets us to the next level. But then also it causes transformation in our community. So I just want to jump on and just talk about leadership and the shadow side of leadership because leadership is not all good. Sometimes we as leaders, we have to check our own stuff at the doors in our egos so that we can become a better leader. So if we own it and are honest about it, then the people that we are leading will be honest about who they are. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.